we set up our let statements. We said we had three amounts. Let's get my thinking. We said we had three amounts that we were looking at. This is the most important thing. Without this, you're never going to get your equations. When this goes through this, Lila has three investments. Oh, you gave me three. So X plus Y plus Z is totals. There's your one equation. So here's our first equation. The three investments earn interest at those rates. The total income from these investments is. So here's my second equation. Remember, if you invest $100 at 5%, you don't earn $100. You earn $100 times 5%. That is 0.05. So that's our second one. Our third one said the income is talking about the interest you earned, not what you invested. From the 11%, which is the Z, exceeds the total income from the X and the Y by 1900. So I can add 1900 to these guys, but now I need the income. So all I have to do is put in my 11% here, and my 7% here, and my 9% here. And then I've got my third equation. Okay, the 11% is giving me more, giving me a lot more. It should. It's a lot higher, isn't it? Now, with a higher investment is a higher risk. So that's why people don't invest everything in the highest income bracket. Now, where did you go from here? Nowhere. So this is what I'm looking at. Watch up here before you write. I'm going to use this guy both times. Why? Because this is really horrible looking. But I noticed that this last line is not lined up X, Y, Z equals. So I'm going to take this line and line this guy up first. I got to get my Z over here, and I got to get my numbers over here, which I did right here. I have to line it up the same way. Then I took this equation, I lined up this one underneath it, and I said, okay, I want to eliminate one. I chose to eliminate Z. You can choose to eliminate whatever you like to eliminate. I chose to eliminate Z. Eliminate X, eliminate Y. You don't have to follow mine. But in order to eliminate Z, I said I'm going to have to multiply this guy by 0.11. If I multiply this guy by 0.11, and I only chose a Z because one was a negative, one was a positive. So if I multiply this guy by 0.11, then it should be somewhere. Maybe not. Here it is. Right here. Oh, that's this guy. Alright, so I didn't even use this before. But if we did this, 0.11x plus 0.11y plus 0.11z equals, it's right there in the blue. It's 677. 7,700. Okay, now, when you add these together, my x's are going to add together. My y's are going to add together. My z's are going to cross out, and these guys are going to add together. Then I'm going to have to do the same thing again and eliminate z out of another one. Then I'm going to take those two and add them together. So what does this come out to be? This comes out to be 6,800. I didn't use this one at all, but I'm using it now. So now this will be my A. This guy I did already. This will be my B. Now, when I combine these two, I still have to eliminate another variable. So pick one. You know, they're not going to look really nice right now, But look, I can look at these guys, I can look at these guys, and I could say, well, if I multiply this one by 7, I should get 0.14. If I multiply this guy by 9, I should get 0.18. One of them can help me. Both of them are negatives and these are both positives. So I chose to eliminate the y and solve for x. Once you solve for x, you're going to back substitute into this one. Probably easier if I don't use what I did, if I pull up a new one. Are we okay with this? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't want you falling asleep on me here. I need everybody to do this, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to X out of this. We're going to go to the one that doesn't have the answers on it. Because it's too much going on with all the answers on there. So let's do the next one together. It's very similar. So let's start with this. We have 3 investments again. Oh, almost the same as the other one, right? So I have 3 investments. So here's my let statement. Let x equal the first amount. Let y equal the second amount. Let z equal the third amount. And they're at these percentages. So at 7%, at 9%, at 11%. Oops, oh, this is the same one, isn't it? Okay, again. 3. At 5%. Okay, now look. Bart has 3 investments in the money that he put in there. These are his 3 amounts. So what's my first equation? Good. Okay, now, they earned interest at these amounts, and we already put our amounts here, which, if you don't have to, but when you go back to the x, it's sitting right there. You don't have to go back to the words anymore. So, his total income from his investments, that's when I take my principal times my rate to find out my interest. Basic, basic. Principal times rate, simple interest. So all together, my interest totaled $6,700. So 0.05x plus 0.07y plus 0.09z equals 6,700. I still got to find one more equation. I have 3 variables. I need 3 equations. So from the 9, the 9 is the z. Income, this is going to be my 0.09z. It exceeds the total from the other 2. Same as the last one. 0.05x plus 0.07y plus 500. So here's our other one. Now, I eyeball this first. These guys are set up X, Y, Z. This guy is not. So what do I have to do first? If you're looking at a blank page, you better be watching this. You don't have this answer.
You combine x plus y plus 90,000 with 0.05x. Well, you cancel out each one. So
okay, but what do I have to do to this third equation first? Good. I want to get this here. I want to get this here. I want it to look like one of these. These are my equations so far. So my third one is going to say 0.05x plus 0.07y minus 0.09z minus 0.09z equals what? Negative 500. That's important. You've got to have it the same setup. Without the same setup, you're not going to be able to figure out who goes where. This is my third equation. So let's take the first two. I like this, the plain one. Let's line this up. Okay, now, what would you like to eliminate? Z. Okay, if I need to eliminate Z, what do I need to do first? Okay, but what do I have to make Z up here? Be the negative of the bottom one, right? So what am I going to have to multiply everybody on top by? 0.09, but I need it to be negative, right? Don't I need the exact opposite of this one? So now, multiply everybody over here by 0.09. The reason why I like to use the x, y, and the z one, because really I don't even need my calculator to do this. It's 1 times this, 1 times this, 1 times this. And the only one I need my calculator for is that guy. 90,000 times negative 0.09. And this will give me negative 8,100. Now, when I combine these, what do I get? Do this in your calculator. 0.05 minus 0.09. Negative 0.04x. Put this in your calculator. 0.07 minus 0.09.
Negative 0.02y.
And what happens to my z's? Gone. Good. And what is 6,700 minus 8,100? Good. Okay, this is A. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I said, you know what? Let me start them from scratch, because if we're not doing them the same way, then it's going to be difficult if you have nothing on your paper to go by. But I said, don't erase what you have. If it's not working, call me over, because it's probably fine, but you don't have to redo the whole thing. So now I'm going to take the first one again, because it's the nicest one to work with, and I'm going to combine it with my new third one. That's all lined up for this. And look how nice this is. My z's that I have to eliminate, because I eliminated it out of the first group, is already a positive and a negative. So what am I going to multiply this first row by? 0.09. So I'm going to bring it down here. And 0.09 you told me was 8,100. Okay? Now, same thing I did before. I'm going to add them down. Put it in your calculator. 0.14x plus 0.16y. Out goes my z's. It's what, 7,600? 8,100 minus 500? 7,600. This is B. Now I have two equations, two variables. Let me line up B under here and see what we're looking at. So, they're both negatives on top, both positives on the bottom. All I need to do is match one of them up to eliminate. What would you like me to do? The y. How come the y? It's even. It's even. It's easier. What do I have to multiply y by to get 0.16? 8. So I multiply everybody in my top row by 8 and bring it down. Okay. It's easier. And both of them are positives and negatives, so I have no problem. So in your calculator, multiply those. 0.3 negative 0.32 x minus 0.16y. I got to multiply that too, don't forget. And add them together. This becomes negative 0.18. Out comes those. thank you. And now I'm just going to divide by negative 0.18. You got 20,000? That sounds like a nice amount. Okay, so from here, yes.
What if you didn't do that, but when you did y then you did 2 and 3?
You could do that. You could do that. You could do whatever you like. I just happened to choose these because they were easier to go off the first one. Then I can multiply without my calculator in my hand. But you can absolutely do it. That's why I said don't redo yours, but if you have nothing on your paper, do it the same way I'm doing it. Now, I'm going to bring it back to one of these. Since there's nothing under this guy, I'm just going to bring it back in here. So 0.14 times 20,000 plus 0.16y equals 7,600. Just easier because there was nothing under there. Make sure you watch your zeros. 2,800 plus 0.16y. I'm going to subtract my 2,800. Divide by 0.16. Now notice, over there when we had a negative answer, we ended up with a negative variable. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. You can't have negative investments. So if you get a negative out here for some reason, something went wrong. So 30,000, thank you. Now, which is the easiest equation to substitute these back into? X plus y plus z. I've got 20,000 plus 30,000 plus z equals 90,000. So this gives me 50,000 and z gives me 40,000. So I know my x, I know my y, and I know my z.
Do you want us to rewrite it in order like that?
As long as I can find them somewhere on your page, if you could circle them for me, I would love this. I would love this. Because look how hard it is to find all these things. They're all over the place. Plus, I didn't want to scroll down because if I use all the inks, I have to clear my ink. So I just didn't want to scroll down, so I couldn't keep it going. But I wanted to use different colors to kind of help you out. Make sense? Now, don't discard yours. Like Manesia said, she did 2 and 3, which is fine. 2 and 3 is going to cancel out your z. That's fine. Automatically, I could see 2 and 3 canceling out my z right here. No reason why I can't do that. I'll multiply one of these by a negative, and I'll cancel something else out. So that don't discard something else. And sometimes we go all the way through it and we say, oh, there was a much easier way to do this. Also, what happens is, I know a lot of you get hung up on the decimals. If you're looking at this equation, let's say, and this equation, and you don't like the decimals, you can multiply every term by 100 and get rid of your decimals. You can do it that way too. If I multiply everything here by 100, this gives me 5x plus 7y plus 9z equals 6,700. Add 2 more zeros. The only thing is, if you're working with a larger number on the back end of it, but you can get rid of your decimals. As long as it's an equation and you can go all the way through it, it's fine. Questions? These are tough. Yep, they're tough. They're challenging. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Roy sold magazine subscriptions with 3 prices. Well, therefore he has 3 types. He has one type at $29, one type at $26, and one type at $17. He sold 3 fewer of the 29. The 29 is what variable? X. Then the 26. The 26 is what variable? Y. So I see one equation coming on. He sold 3 fewer. What does 3 fewer mean? 3 less of the 29 than the 26, which one has more? The y. So give me an equation. Y minus 3 equals x. Could I do x plus 3 equals y? Absolutely. Okay? He sold 37 subscriptions in total. So do I get another statement here? X plus y plus z equals 37. Well, all I need is one more. Oh, his total sales. His total sales came to $866. So if I sold 2 subscriptions at $29, how do I find out my total sales? Multiply. So I have to take each one and multiply. Times x times y times z equals 866. Here's my 3 variables. Not bad. Now, I know what x is. I know x is equal to y minus 3. I could probably get rid of the x in here if I wanted to. Do you have any suggestions? Did anybody do this? Anybody work on this?
Oh.
Could I substitute x in and get 2 equations with 2 variables? Did anybody have a pattern here? What'd you do?
I did, like for x minus 3. Wait, oh, you already did the question equation. Okay, so I'm trying to look to see.
Okay.
I got the answer. It's just like,
Okay. So, all right. So if you have no pattern to do this, let's work here. I can take this x out of here.
oh, I put y into, like, when I subtracted, I added 3 on with x.
Okay. So let's do yours. So Manesia likes to add instead of subtract. Sounds good. Now, this is the same equation. Everybody agree? So now, she took out her y, and she substituted in with x plus 3. Works for me. Where else did you substitute in your y? Over here, right?
Yeah.
X plus 3? So, what does this guy become? This guy becomes x plus 3 plus z equals 37. 2x plus 3. Let's condense this. Subtract 3. Sound like a plan? Got one equation with 2 variables? No?
Wait,
Yes.
doesn't that say 3 fewer of the 29 subscriptions? Shouldn't that be x
3.
minus
3. He sold 3 fewer of the 29s. Right.
Yeah, 3
So,
minus x. Yeah, x minus 3 equals y.
yes, but we want to make this
Oh.
equal.
Equal?
So he sold 3 fewer. Well, let's think this out again. He sold less of the x, right?
Yeah.
So would this make us have less of the x if we say more of the y minus 3 would equal x, right? So you started this way. So 3 fewer is why you did this, right?
Yeah.
So you said, well, then let me add 3 to this guy and make them even. When you make an equation, you have to make them even, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're going to put this guy in. 29x plus 26, x plus 3, plus 17z equals 866. You see what we're doing, guys? We were able to eliminate one variable out of both of those equations. Then we'll get 2 equations with 2 variables. So 29x plus 26x plus 78, thank you. So we can combine these. So we subtract 78. Okay, so now we have 2 equations. So now we're done getting rid of one of them. What variable would you like to eliminate? I'm sorry?
Isn't 55?
55.
55x?
Mhm.
55, thank you. Gabe, you're right on this. What variable would you like to eliminate? Z? Doesn't the Z look easy? What could I multiply this guy by? Negative 17. So let's just rewrite this. 55x plus 17z equals 788 minus 34x minus 17z and 17 negative 578. So out this comes, and we get 21x 788. Oops. To 10, divide by 21, and x is equal to 10. Good? Now, it's not so bad. Hang on. Come back up to this guy over here. Ah, if we plug in x, won't we know why? So x is plus 3 is equal to what? So 10 plus 3 is equal to what? Y is equal to 13. Now, come back to the easy guy over here. X plus y plus z equals 37. So 10 plus 13 plus z equals 37. And what is z? 24? 14? 14. Okay? Now, the hardest part, again, was when I look at my three equations, what am I going to do with them? I like to work with the ones that are the easiest. And this one was confusing. What you also could do, if you don't like this, is you could move these guys to one side. Y minus x plus 0z equals 3. If that's what you need to look at to eliminate a z, then we can look at it that way. Makes it a lot harder, but you certainly can do that. And then go back and check it. Did he have 3 fewer of the x than the y? 10 instead of 13, right? So the y had more. And they use words like 3 fewer. It's kind of hard to figure out that language there. Okay. I want to get through the rest of these. All right. Did we do the equations for these yesterday? No. Okay. So a company placed $500,000 into 3 accounts. Well,
X
good.
equals
Amount at
point
0.055.
yeah.
Good. I was going to put the thing, but that's better.
Equals 0.07.
Good.
Z is 0.045.
Okay, does everybody see where we got those decimals from? Even though the percentage had a decimal, you still have to use the rule 2 places to the left.
So x plus y plus z is equals 500.
Good. So they told us these were your 3. X plus y plus z equals 500,000. Okay. Now, here's your X amount. 3 times as much in government bonds, paying 7. What is my government bonds?
Y.
The Y. So where's my statement?
So 3y equals x.
3x.
Oh, 3x.
3 times what? Well, it's the way they said it though. It's 3 times this note is in my Y. So 3x is my Y. And the rest paying 4.5 in the rest in utility bonds.
So 0.055x plus 0.07y plus 0.045z equals 31,000.
Okay, so now you went for the rest. 0.055x plus 0.07y. So you kind of see the pattern here, right? Now, again, can't we substitute in and eliminate one variable from each one of those and then have 2 equations, 2 variables? So doesn't this tell me right away? Every time I see a y, what can I replace it with? Yeah, so let's take this out and put a 3x. Let's take this out and put a 3x. Let's make our two new equations. So this equation would give me x plus 3x plus z equals 500,000. This equation would give me 0.055x plus 0.07 times 3x plus 0.045z. I agree the numbers are tough. Now let's combine your like terms. Combine your like terms. So this guy's going to give you 4x. Once we get to here, it's not going to be so bad, so hang in there. So this is 0.21. So what do these add up to? 0.265. So what would you like to eliminate? What one looks the best to eliminate? Keisha, what would you eliminate? This little squiggle here is a Z. So if this is a 1 and this is not a 1, and these are two different numbers, I'd want to go with the one with the 1, right? So what would you like to multiply the top by? Negative 0.045. So can you do the rest? I want to hit the other two. Can you do the rest from here? Okay, and then you'll eliminate z and you'll solve for x. And then you're going to come back up here, put it into y. And then you're going to go back to this guy and put it in for z. Okay, well maybe you want to do it real fast, I take it? All right, let's do it real fast. This would be negative 0.18x minus 0.045z. Oh boy. Negative 22500. Look at how nice those numbers are getting now. 0.265x plus 0.045z. So now, this is coming out. Just use your calculator for these. This is 0.085x equals 8,500. Thank you. And
Divided will be 100,000.
there you go. Look at how nice that worked out. So bring that x back up here. So what is y? 300,000. And so z is 100,000. Look at that. That looks so bad. And some of you were doubting Thomas's here. You didn't have faith. You're saying she's never going to get the answer. A doubting Thomas. He's a doubting person. It's like an old expression. Probably as old as me. All right, so we're good with this? Now, my thing to you guys too is don't give up on the ones that you started. If you can get your left statements out of here, and you can, you just have to be patient and find them. When they show you some numbers and you didn't use them somewhere, go back and reread that. Is this an income? Is this an investment? I agree this is the toughest one, the investment one. Let's see what we had left. I think we have one more left. Okay, and then 6 through 10 you're doing tomorrow? All right, so a food store makes a 10-pound mixture of, these three things, right? So how easy is this? What's my left statement? This is the amount of peanuts. Y is what? Cashews. And Z is what? Raisins. Oh, so how many pounds altogether of these? 10. So what's my equation?
X plus Y.
Okay. The peanuts cost $1 a pound. The cashews cost $2 a pound. And the raisins cost $1.50 a pound. So the mixture calls for twice as many peanuts as cashews. So first of all, peanuts is my X, cashews is my Y. Who has more? Peanuts. How many times more?
2.
2. So how am I going to make this equation? So if I say 2x equals y, peanuts has more, are they now equal? But listen what you told me. You told me peanuts has twice as many. So if you did this, is this an equal statement? This is where you guys are getting confused.
Y over 2.
Oh, no. So I need to say this, don't I, to make them equal? If peanuts is twice as much, don't I need to balance them by making my y be 2 times 2? Because peanuts has the twice as much. So that's where you're getting confused.
Oh, okay.
The total cost of the mixture, so if I take x times $1 plus 2 times y plus 150 times z equals $14. So now, can we do this? Can we substitute x for 2y? Okay, so if you didn't finish this one for homework. This one you should be able to do. The numbers are a whole lot nicer. And do 6 through 10.
Damn, where'd you get 14 from? Because that's how much.
14, they told us
Okay,
just
okay.